are unreliable. When you are being influenced by certain situations to give a false impression about things, this is bias. Do you get it? A false impression is bias. So what they are saying about database is about researchers. Researchers might be biased. Why are they biased? They might be biased because they want to give information that looks suits, that is interesting to shareholders. They want to impress the shareholders. So in the course of doing this, it makes the shareholders to be happy. They want to put more money into the business. But in the long run,
who are the shareholders?
Shareholders are people that have invested, that bought shares or stocks in a business, of a company. So what I'm saying is this: when we talk about researchers being biased, they are biased because they want to give information that will, that impresses their shareholders. Shareholders are part of the stakeholders. I think we know that already. So basically here, the problem about database is that the researchers that have carried out this database might be biased. Why are they biased? They might have been biased because they want to give information, like she said, unreliable information to suit or to impress shareholders. So that comes to tell us about the principle of prudence. With the principle of prudence, we don't overstate our profit, we don't overstate our assets. We don't tell people what we don't have. That is what I'm saying here. When it is profit, let's say we make profit of $500. Let it be $500. Don't say it is $700. This is overstating your profit. So this makes shareholders to be happy. They're like, oh, this company is making a lot of money. And when you are running at a loss, let it be a loss. State it the way it is. So if data is biased, if data is unreliable, then whatever it is, it's not reliable. So the information is useless. It's not useful for any purpose. Do we get it or not? And the last one here said, there may have been problems with the research. For example, the footnotes to research, they state that the sample used was too small and that the results may be inaccurate as a result. These are information of the past. Maybe the way it's being carried out, some researchers have to economize their activity. As a result, they don't go fully. They did not use the right resources they have to use because they want to economize. They don't have so much money to spend. So whatever result they get will be limited to their financial capability. Do we get it or not? The point here is that the research that is done might be limited because of the financial capability. So if researchers do not have enough funds to finance their project or to finance their research, they will only do it to where the money is, where it is they are able to use the money for. So these are reasons why sometimes data are not reliable. Do we get it or not? I'm quickly going to recall it. The problems about data, the first one we talked about is that the collection might be for different purpose. So if data are being collected for a specific purpose, in the course of we wanting to use the same data for another purpose, it will not be useful. Then I made the example of using different situations for different objectives. If the objective of the business is basically the objective is survival. So now that the objective of the business has changed, you cannot use the information of survival for the new objective, which is maybe expansion or profit. So you need new information for expansion or profit. Though we could even have the same objective but different situation. The first situation I mentioned was COVID. During COVID, some businesses want to survive. So they will gather information that would allow them to be able to survive. But COVID is gone. Maybe now there is recession in the economy. With recession, they will also think about survival. But the survival of recession is going to be different from survival of COVID because they are different situations. So when we have data or information of the past, we might not be able to use them for the same objective if the situations are different. Do we get it? That's the first one. The second point is about the market, how market changes over time. So information of the past might be outdated. So it might not be useful for now. Like the trend now is not useful for what is happening in the past. So we need information about what is happening right now, not information of the past. The third point is about researcher bias. They might be biased because they want to suit or they want to impress shareholders. As a result of that, they overstate their information, or they understate the problems in the information. And the last one is the limits to which researchers can go to. They might be limited because they might have limitations because of the financial capability. If they don't have the financial capability to further their research will be limited. As a result, it will not cover the scope that it's supposed to cover. So these are the problems about database.